Hello everyone, myself Anand Krishna Kamath, Assistant Professor in Canara Engineering College, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. We, Canara Engineering College, plan to prepare students, that is U students, diploma students, for entrance exam, DCET. So we are covering the syllabus and myself and my colleagues, myself Vinod Kumar from Electrical Department and Dr. Rajalakshmi Samaga, Professor and Head of the ENC Department, prepared this syllabus, prepared the questions from the first chapter of your syllabus. First question: when 10 ohm, 100 ohm and 1 kilo ohm are connected in series, then effective resistance is, options are 1.1 kilo ohm, 1.11 kilo ohm, 11.1 kilo ohm and 0.11 kilo ohm. Now when these three resistances are connected in series, then effective resistance. So when the resistances are connected in series, effective resistance is sum of the resistances. That is, for a series connection of resistors, RT, total resistance, is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, that is 10 plus 100 plus 1000. So that is 1110 ohms, or it is 1.11 kilo ohm. That means the correct answer is option B. Okay, we'll move to the next question. Two resistors of 1 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in parallel. Total resistance is, options are 10 ohm, 1 ohm, 11 ohm, less than 1 ohm. So when two resistors are connected in parallel, total resistance is given by R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So R1 is given as 1 ohm and 10 ohm. So 1 into 10 divided by 1 plus 10, 11. So 10 by 11, which is less than 1. So correct answer is option D. Next, two resistors of resistance 10 ohm and 20 ohm are connected in parallel. The effective resistance of the combination is dash ohms. So in the previous problem we are saying that when two resistors are connected in parallel, effective resistance is product by sum. So 10 into 20 divided by 10 plus 20, that is 200 by 30. That is option C is the correct answer. Next, find the current supplied by the source, this source. So here source is connected to 6 ohm, source is 6 volt and the resistance is 1 ohm, 3 ohm. Now in this, what type of the connection is this? So 4 answers are given. I need to find total current flowing in the circuit supplied by the source. So when to find a total current is equal to voltage by resistance. So I need to find out effective resistance between these 2 points. So for that purpose I will name this as node A, point A, B. Okay, now this is shorted point. So this is also point B. Now this is the other than B and A, so I will name it as C. And this are shorted, so this is also point C. That means this 3 ohm resistors are connected between B and C. Means this all the 3 ohm resistors are connected in parallel. So while rewriting the circuit, the circuit looks like this. 1 ohm is series with parallel connection of 3 ohm resistors. So in this case, what is the, now first thing I have to reduce this effective resistance. When 3 resistors are connected in parallel, what is the effective resistance? So when n number of resistors are in parallel, then 1 by RT equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus so on 1 by Rn. This is the general formula. When it is only two resistors, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, so R1 plus R2 by R1 R2, RT becomes inverse. So in this case, 1 by RT is equal to this. So what happens to RT equivalent resistance is 1 upon this one. Correct? So based on that, here RCB equal to 1 upon 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So 1 by 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, 1 by 3. So that is 1 ohm. So what is RAB? This 1 ohm effective resistance and this 1 ohm are in series. So RAB is 1 plus 1 is 2 ohms. So what is the current? 6 by 2. It is the, sorry, it is a wrongly printed. It is 3 amps. So what is the option? Option B is the correct answer. Okay, we will move to the next. The meter used by MESCOM for billing show the energy consumed in. So while measuring the MESCOM, they will measure the number of units consumed. So what is the unit is? Unit is kilowatt hour. So energy is equal to power into time. So kilowatt into hour. So kilowatt hour. So the option D is the right answer. Next, a 100-watt lamp is used 6 hours a day. Energy consumed for 30 days is. So energy is equal to power into time. So power of the lamp is 100 watt. It is given. So time, in a 30 days, how many hours it is consumed? So every day 6 hours. For 30 days it is 30 into 6. 180 hours into power 100. So it becomes 18,000 watt hour. 18,000 watt hour means 18 kilowatt hour. So the answer is option C, 18 kilowatt hour. Next, the unit of rate of doing work. The unit of rate of doing work. What is this rate of doing work? Rate of doing work means it is the power. Power is called as rate of doing work. So the unit of power is watt. So option B is the right answer. At the same time, it is also equivalent to energy consumed per time. So in SI unit, power is also can be expressed in joules per second. But in this, watt is the option given. So answer is B. The wire wound resistors are used when the power dissipation is. Wire wound resistors are used when the power dissipation is low, medium, high, very high. So this power wound resistor is used for as a power resistors. Power resistors are used when large amount of power is needed to be dissipated, as such as fuse and circuit breakers. So large amount, so it should be very high. Option is very high. Next, three resistors 10 ohm, 20 ohm and 30 ohm are connected in series across a 50 volt supply. The voltage drop across 30 ohm is. So voltage drop across any passive element is equal to I into R. R is given. So what is the current through 30 ohms? So current through 30 ohms in sense, all the three resistors are connected in series. All the 3 ohm resistors are connected in series. So effective resistance is 60 ohms. So what is the current? Current is equal to V by RT, that is 5 by 6 amps. So when current is the 5 by 6 amps, what is the voltage across 30 ohms? 5 by 6 into 30 ohms, it is 25 volt. That is option C is the correct answer. Next, Ohm's law does not hold good when temperature is constant, minimum, varies and maximum. Now for that we need to know what is Ohm's law. According to the Ohm's law, at constant temperature, the electric current flowing through a fixed linear resistance is directly proportional to the voltage applied across it and is inversely proportional to the resistance. That means at constant temperature. So Ohm's law does not hold good when temperature is varies. So answer is option C. Next, the color code for tolerance of high stability resistor is silver, brown, gold, pink. So for this we need to refer the table. What is the table? This one. So this is the highest tolerance level. So option B is the correct answer, brown. Now, in pure capacitor, the current leads the voltage by 90 degree, 180 degree, 45 degree, 360 degree in a pure capacitor. So for that we should know, in case of pure resistance, current is in phase with voltage. In case of pure capacitance, current leads by voltage by 90 degree. In case of pure inductance, current lags the voltage by 90 degree. So here it is a pure capacitor. So current leads the voltage by 90 degree. That is option A. In open circuit, current flowing through the load is maximum, infinity, zero, minimum. So in the open circuit, current flowing. For the flow of current, there should be a closed path. Otherwise, current will not flow. So in the open circuit, there is no closed path, so no current flowing. So the current is zero. So option C is the right answer. Now, next, a series circuit consists of 4.7 kilo ohm, 5.6 kilo ohm, 9 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm resistors. Which resistor has most voltage drop across it? Here it is given, it is series connection. So current through all these elements remains same because it is a series connected, and voltage drop across each element is equal to I into R. So voltage difference is based on the value of the resistors, because I current flowing through all the elements remains the same. So maximum voltage drop across maximum resistance in the resistor, that is 10 kilo ohm. So option D is the right answer. Next, what is the total capacitance when three capacitors C1, C2, C3 are connected in parallel? Total capacitance when three capacitors C1, C2, C3. When capacitors are connected in series, then equivalent capacitance is sum of the capacitances. When capacitors are connected in parallel, Equivalent capacitance is sum of the capacitance. So C1 plus C2 plus C3 is the equivalent capacitance when three capacitors are connected in parallel. That means option B is the right answer. Next, in a series RLC circuit, if XL is lower than XC, then phase angle is 0, below 90 degree lagging, below 90 degree leading, 180 degree. Now XL is lower than XC. So equivalent reactance is capacitive in nature because XL is lower than XL difference XC becomes XC minus XL. So reactance part, it is capacitive in nature and it is a RLC circuit. So RXC is the effective impedance. So XC capacitance effect is leading, phase angle is leads, but here it is not pure capacitor, it is the R in plus XC. So in case of R plus XC, it leads but below 90 degree. So the option is C is the correct answer. Next, the fastest of following relay is, which relay is the fastest relay? This is the theory concept. So from the theory, reed relay is the fastest. Reed relays are small and fast acting. They acquire much lower level of power to actuate them than other traditional types of relay. So result is which is the more fastest relay. So option A is the right answer. Inductive reactance of a coil of inductance 0.6 Henry at 50 Hz is. So what is the inductive reactance of a coil? It is equal to 2 pi FL. Inductive reactance is equal to 2 pi FL. So 2 into pi into F is given as a 50 Hz. L is given as 0.6 Henry. So 188.5. That is option D is the right answer. Next, a capacitor passes AC but blocks DC, passes DC but blocks AC, passes both AC and DC, blocks both AC and DC. So as we know from the theory, if the constant voltage DC is applied across the capacitor, that is not charged. It charges up to some value decided by the voltage and capacitance Q is equal to Cv. That is why capacitors are said to block DC. So that means it passes AC but blocks DC. So answer is option A. Next, electronic equipment can be protected against abnormal conditions like overvoltage, overcurrent using capacitor, inductors, relay, transistor. So function of the capacitor is to store the energy in the form of electrostatic. So it is not a safety device. Inductors also stores the energy in the form of electromagnet. It is not a safety device. Whereas the transistor are used to transform the DC voltage from one level to another level. So it is also not a safety device. So relays are the devices which protects. So option C is the right answer. The unit of capacitive reactance is, unit of the capacitance is farad, Henry is the unit of inductance, ohm is the impedance or resistance, mho is the conductance or admittance. Now here capacitive reactance, it is something like a resistance. So unit is ohm, option C. For a sine wave, form factor is, now for a sine wave, what is the form factor is? RMS value by average value. Now for a pure sine wave, what is the RMS value? 0.707 Im maximum current. And what about the average value? 0.637 Im. So 0.707 Im by 0.637 Im results in 1.11. So option A is the right answer. An alternating voltage is given by V is equal to 100 sine 314t minus 30 degree volts. The frequency is. So general form of the alternating voltage is Vm sine omega t plus or minus theta. So here omega is equal to 314. So 2 pi f is equal to 314. So f is equal to 314 by 2 into this one, which leads to answer 50. That is option B is the right answer. Next, when a voltmeter is connected across a AC source whose voltage is given by V is equal to 100 sine 314t, its reading will be. Now this source voltage is connected to voltmeter. So what is the voltmeter? Which value of this source voltage is read by voltmeter? So voltmeter reads RMS value. RMS value is equal to Vm by root 2. Vm by root 2 means 100. In this given source voltage, Vm is 100. 100 by root 2, that is 70.7 volt. So option C is the right answer. Next, the current in an AC circuit is 10 sine omega t minus 5, 30 degree, and applied voltage is 100 sine omega t. The AC circuit consists of. Now, what is the phase angle? So, sine omega t minus 5 and sine omega t. So, this is minus 5. That means circuit is current lags the voltage by 30 degree, not leading. This is a minus 30 degree. So, here it is 0. So, voltage phase angle is minus 30 degree. That means lags the voltage by 30 degree. So, inductance, pure inductance lags by 90 degree. So, it is lagging by 30 degree, less than 90 degree. That means there is some resistance in it. So, R and L, resistance and inductance, is the right option. That is option C is the correct answer. Next, the maximum power transfer to the load RL in the following circuit is 2.5 watt, 1 watt, 25 watt and 10 watt. So according to the maximum power transfer theorem, what is RL equal to? RL equal to RS. That means 10 ohm. So this RL is equal to RS equal to 10 ohm. So power transferred to the load RL is equal to I square RL. So what is I is equal to? I is equal to V by 20 RS plus RL, that is 1 by 2. So power is equal to I square 1 by 4 into 10 I square RL, that is 2.5 watts. So the correct answer is option A. Next, Power in a single phase AC circuit is given by. What is the power expression? Power expression is Vrms Irms into power factor. Power factor means it is a cos phi. So option B is the right answer. Vi cos theta. Next, an electric heater is rated 2000 watts, 200 volt. The resistance of the heater coil is. So what is the relation between power and resistance? P is equal to E square by R. That is, power P is equal to E square by R, or it is also equal to I square R. But here the given power and voltage. So I am using this formula, E square by R. So from this, what happens to R is equal to E square by P. That is 200 into 200 by 2000. So double 0 gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled. So it is 20 ohms. Option B is the correct answer. Next, an inductance of electromagnet is 3.155 Henry. The energy stored when the current changes from 0 to 10 amps is. So in case of the inductance, what is the energy stored expression? Energy stored in inductance is equal to half Li square. Half Li square. So half into L, 3.155 into I square. So 157.75 watt second. 157.75 watt second. That is option B is the right answer. Now, voltage induced in a secondary of transformer is. Voltage induced in the secondary of the transformer is. So what is the voltage induced in a secondary? So secondary voltage is proportional to frequency, flux induced, form factor and number of turns. So frequency, everywhere it is a here frequency is not there, so this is not a correct answer. Frequency, maximum flux induced, FM, 5 FM. So here FM is not there, so D is not the option. F5M, N2, number of turns. So this is one among this A and B is the answer. Now as I told, it depends on a form factor. So form factor is 4.44. So option A is the right answer. Next, the EMF induced in dash is statically induced EMF. What do you mean by statically induced EMF? EMF induced because of the static part of the device. Means in the EMF induced is caused because of the static part. So among this DC generator, DC motor, transformer, which is a static device? As we know, transformer is a static device. So the answer is option C is the right answer. Next, a transformer is working at its maximum efficiency with iron loss 500 watts. Then its copper loss will be. So here it is given the transformer is working at maximum efficiency. So what is the condition for maximum efficiency? At the maximum efficiency, losses are minimum. Losses are minimum. Losses are minimum only when iron loss is equal to copper loss. When iron loss is equal to copper loss, then its efficiency is maximum. So that means copper loss is option A, 500 watts, same as the iron loss. Next, transformer changes AC voltages only, DC voltages only, both AC and DC voltages, none of this. So in the transformer, flux linkages exist. So flux linkages means it is applicable to only AC voltages. So based on the theory, the answer is AC voltages only. Now, the efficiency of the transformer is very high because core is made up of silicon steel, there are no moving parts, the coupling is magnet, core is laminated. So as I told, out of these four options, best fitting is this one. Transformer is a static device, so there are no moving parts in this. So the efficiency is high. That is option B is the right answer. Now, a single phase transformer has 250 turns on primary and 1000 turns on the secondary winding. So it is given N1 and N2. N1 and N2 are given. And if the primary winding is connected across 230 volt 50 Hz single phase supply, the voltage induced in the secondary winding is, so V2 you need to find. So that means V2 by V1 in the transformer, V2 by V1 voltage ratio is equal to turns ratio N2 by N1. So based on that, E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2. So what is the E2 is V2 is equal to N2 by N1 into V1, that is 1000 by 250 into 230. So it is 924. That is option A is the right answer. The efficiency of the transformer is maximum when iron loss is more than copper loss, iron loss is less than copper loss, iron loss is equal to copper loss, none of this. So as we have studied in the previous question, so transformer efficiency is maximum when iron loss is equal to copper loss. So option C is the right answer. The capacitance of capacitor is not affected by distance between plates, area of plates, thickness of the plates, and all of the above. So as we know, capacitor depends on distance between the plates as well as area. So thickness is not depending. So thickness of the plate is the right answer. The minimum requirements for causing flow of current: a voltage source, resistors, a switch, a voltage source and a conductor, a power source and the bulb, a voltage source, conductor, an ammeter and a switch. So here it is given minimum requirements. So A and D cannot be, because there are three devices. So those are not a minimum. Out of these two, voltage source and a conductor, power source and a bulb, in both the cases current flows, but minimum requirement is voltage source and a conductor. So option B is the right answer. Bulb is also a conductor. So voltage source and conductor is a minimum requirement for causing a flow of current. In a lap winding, number of parallel paths is equal to. So in case of the windings, there are two types, lap winding and wave winding. So in the lap winding, number of parallel path is equal to number of poles. So that is P. So in case of the wave winding, number of parallel paths is equal to 2. So here it in the question, it is asked in lap winding. So option C is the right answer. Next, the speed at which 4-pole alternator has to be driven to generate a voltage at 50 Hz. So to generate a voltage at 50 Hz and 4-pole alternator. So options are given 100,000 RPM, 1500, 2000, none of them. So what is the relation between speed and this given parameter P and F? So as we know, speed is equal to 120 F by P. So 120 into 50 by 4, that is 1500 RPM. So option B is the right answer. Next, the speed of the induction motor is dash that of synchronous speed. So it is given as an induction motor. So in the induction motor, speed is always less than synchronous speed. If it is equal to synchronous speed, that is called as this one. So that is option B, that is less than, because speed of the rotating magnet is always greater than the speed of this. So synchronous speed is greater than rotor speed. So it should be, here it is the speed of the induction motor is less than. The rotating part of DC machine is called as yoke, frame, field system and armature. In the DC machine, rotating part is armature, static part is field. So armature is the direction of induced EMF in a conductor is given by Fleming's right hand rule. The difference between synchronous speed and actual speed is 100 RPM and synchronous speed is 1500 RPM, the value of slip. So what is the relation between slip, synchronous speed and the actual speed? Slip is equal to ns minus n divided by ns into 100. Here it is given difference as 100 RPM. So 100 into 100 divided by 1500, that is 6.66%. That is option C is the right answer. The commutator in a DC generator is used for, the commutator of the DC generator is used for converting DC to AC, changing AC to DC, to collect the current, reduction of. In a generator, voltage is generated in the form of AC. So to convert into DC, commutators are used. So option B, changing AC to DC, is the right option. The relation between rotor frequency and stator frequency is given by. So what is the relation? In induction motor, rotor frequency is slip times supply frequency. That is F dash is equal to SF. So option A is the right answer. Next, practical application of mutual inductance is. So practical application of mutual inductance is DC generator, AC generator, transformer and capacitor. Inductance is applicable for DC as well as AC, but mutual inductance is in case of transformer. Transformer is a device made up of two or more inductors, one of which is. So transformer is the application of the mutual inductance. So option C is the right answer. When two batteries are connected in parallel, it should be ensured that they have same EMF, they have same make, they have same ampere hour capacity, they have identical internal resistance. When two batteries are connected in parallel means batteries in sense it is something like a voltage source, ideal voltage source. So when connected in parallel means they should have same EMF. Otherwise you can't connect two batteries in parallel or it is not useful. So option A is the right option. Next. The electrode for a battery must be a semiconductor, an insulator, a good conductor of electricity, a bad conductor of electricity. So electrode is used for flow of current, flow of electrons or current. So for the flow of current, it should be a good conductor of electricity. So electrode should be a good conductor of electricity. That is option C is the right answer. The capacity of the battery is expressed in terms of current rating, voltage rating, ampere hour rating, none of this. So capacity of the battery is always expressed in terms of ampere hour rating. So ampere hour rating is the right answer. Thank you. By this we are finished, finished, we have covered almost topics and important question from the previous question papers for your reference, and do well in the DCET exam and try to join Canara Engineering College. Thank you.